Grand Rising Tribe, Mr. Hall back again. Thank you so much to all the new subscribers and, well, I prefer to say supporters and Soul Tribe. Spiritual teacher, healer, author, founder, but no titles truly define the energies that I am just yet, as language is still evolving, right? If you know and you've been following the previous videos, as soon as I begin to as soon as I begin the videos, I begin to channel. So I was really divinely guided to channel today. A lot of you, if you've been following any of my other platforms, check out the link tree above with the links so you can see other expressions of the self. And there was a very strong and heavy energy yesterday, I would say, where the energy shifted. And I would say that depending on what timeline and frequency you're on within understanding, there was a shift into things coming up from the past and also perspectives to be transmuted as you finally let go, okay? Using the higher self oracle deck here, as you finally let go of limiting beliefs, false love, false idolizations, okay? I'm picking up. And we've found ourselves back in gratitude, back into the frequency of gratitude, okay? Overcoming these obstacles, okay? Overcoming these obstacles, specifically of mistrusting, okay? And also not listening, mistrusting, not listening, and being somewhat out of balance. So not listening to the inner self, being out of balance with the inner knowing, the honoring of your lived truths and experiences. It just felt so heavy. That was a lot of energy to transmute. And you're being guided to manifest while going with the flow. Okay? And when I show these cards, I want you to take a look, and depending on where you are within your spiritual awareness, you may be able to pick up additional messages in the symbolism. Remember, there is no gender in tarot and or oracle cards. It's all energy, frequency, vibration. Okay? And now the confusion has released. Okay? Right? So I'm picking up a lot of energy in the collective of waking up to this feeling of anger. Okay? Feeling of anger for misunderstanding how long you have been worthy, how long you have been deserving of the throne, of speaking your truth, of honoring your truth, of expressing yourself authentically, right? And it seems to have been a long process. So if you did have and or experience heavy emotions yesterday, heavy thoughts, heavy anything, this may have been projected onto you and or coming back up for you to address, process, right? I'm picking up this energy of giving up, feeling unworthy, right? Feeling unworthy, right? It's this energy of you've planted a seed, you have this patience, and you're not seeing immediate results. And so the imagery that is coming to mind would be duality in the image of a beautiful woman, depending on your gender, flip it, or your attraction, flip it wherever it needs to go. But a beautiful person being duality, and you being sovereign in non-duality. And the temptation is, the woman coming as duality, or the beautiful being coming as duality, like here, right? And so easily we can slip into that energy. So I'm really picking up more psychic protection around you. I'm really picking up more awareness around you, right? And another analogy that I'll use is going from entrepreneurship, whichever endeavor you have taken and decided to be your path, and not simply decided. For some, no matter which direction, it's going to be successful. For others, divinely called as well into a specific direction, okay? But either way, you've answered the call, and Now reality is just catching up. Let's put it that way. This is the energy that I'm picking up. Okay, there's still so there's still maybe some stagnant energies or other outside influences attempting to attach once again, even though this proverbial war or this perspective on what you have already won and claimed has been completed. There are individuals that you may still be karmically tied to energetically. So I'm picking up a cord cutting energy ritual, just whichever way you find yourself practicing this energy and magic. And interesting. So these cards are not to be in this deck, but they're coming out, and I believe this was a reading that I posted as well, the Blade. So you're having some truth, okay, coming to you through this wild woman energy, okay, the divine feminine energy, and leading into the most divine masculine energy, the sun. Okay, so you have some truth, you know truth, and it may have, I'm picking up in between realms, in between identities, in between communication, in between the spaces in between, right? And something that I'm picking up again is recently, and I shared as well with the collective because I'm generally always channeling. What I picked up again was this would be stated as okay. So there may have been a point where you felt you did not honor yourself in your knowing. And I'm being guided to have you acknowledge this and then also give yourself grace. Okay? This is the energy that I'm picking up. You may also be noticing your specific niche, your specific avenue, your specific benefit to yourself, society, the world, in general, right? Because there may be many in whichever field of concentration that you are stepping into, but you honor your own path originally, right? So many things coming back up now. So the statement is coming up, no one follows you, right? The statement is coming up, no one follows you. And if that's a triggering statement for you, that's something for you to address, right? And a statement response made was, we as originals are not seeking followers, right? We want true supporters. We want a team, a family, a soul tribe. This isn't a trying, this is a being, right? And number 8, very significant as well. Could be another confirmation for you. But moving forward, yeah, you're being guided to be all right. So you almost took a step back, and even that thought frustrated you. Even that thought of taking a step back brought something to the forefront that still needed to be just a bit more fine-tuned, right? And what you felt, I'm picking up, is this energy of limiting yourself, right? Because we have Stargazer here, all right? You're being guided to set your sights even higher. Set your sights even higher. There is no limitation. There is no boundary. Anything you can imagine is real, okay? Within context, within the many ways of existence, okay? And you're being guided to step further into this warrior energy, okay? Be fearless. Okay? You're being guided to step into this warrior energy, this stargazer and warrior energy, okay? As the wise one, right? And we have the owl, the crone, okay? Generally, I will say, in many circles of spirituality, the crone would be representative of the elder, the all knowing, the wisdom keeper, okay? The wise one. And let's see what it says. Grow within your current situation, right? So you may be in a space where you want to go, you want to move, you want to see these changes, you have the vision, right? Which was sent to you directly for you. And when you look externally, your vision is not flowing the same way. And I'm picking up this test energy, right? But reframing, you're catching up to yourself. Let's put it this way. You're catching up to yourself, and you had to revisit the anger and the passion and that fire and the why this was even happening in the first place. There may be external contributing factors, right? Individuals, places, things, groups, psychic attacks, all the. Okay, that's out the window. But at the end of the day, you are happening for yourself in reality, and the universe is happening for you, right? So you're being guided to tap into this wise energy, this wise crone energy, okay, with the owl. You may want to look up and the crow, okay? A balance of dark and light, okay? And being in between this vessel of communication, right? Really honoring your inner knowing. Honoring the inner knowing and moving forward with that. And it can be very tedious at times. It can be. It doesn't have to be, but it can be tedious because depending on where you are in the frequency, you are either co-creating reality, having reality follow you, and you're flowing with reality. And it's up to you to be able to identify and recognize when which parts and patterns of your understanding are needed for success in whichever pathway you choose. Because at the end of the day and night, the success is already yours, right? Yeah. Okay. So you're understanding your spiritual strength, okay? And you're having some form of mental conflict over where to apply this energy for positive movement forward, right? But I'm picking up that the energy is fluid. Time is relative, okay? I'm picking up that the time is relative for you. And you're already heading without doing anything in the direction of abundance and the sun and the light. So I'm picking up an overthinking energy. This is the best way for me to say this. An overthinking. An overthinking and overprocessing a I'm picking up Virgo energy that may be very significant. Yeah, a worry. Yeah. This worry energy. I'm picking up this worry energy over what? Anger reverse. Possibly being so upset that I'm picking up the energy that I can pick up as a child, and being told by adults how to respond and how to defend themselves and what actions should be taken because of a betrayal or because of an attack. And your higher self, or the higher self of that child, you yourself, is telling you that how you respond is how you choose to respond. And so, since you are responding differently than your learned behaviors, this energy is needing to be rerouted and transmuted. And that's taking a bit of extra work and understanding. But you are getting the clarity, just as I am here to give you this message, okay? That would be a confirmation for you. And that really does break down a bit this energy being felt yesterday. Yeah, that I picked was a bit. So something about pick being the first choice, being picked, and then also sacrifice, right? So this feeling of some type of sacrifice, right? You're I'm picking up you're sacrificing challenges and obstacles. You're sacrificing them. They've been sacrificed. And if I digress to the video where any negative energies that may have attempted to impede, impact, or infiltrate your energy, just swipe them to the side. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, because you have the vision. You already know. You have the vision. Okay? And looking in this image, we see the left. So you have the spiritual insight. If you see the energy taking shape within this white energy of the card, it's taking shape, and you already have some type of ancestors, possibly connecting with your ancestors, have given you a vision, okay, and a part, the gift of sight, the gift to see, okay. Stay within this. Yeah, have courage. Keep the courage up. Keep the courage up. That's the energy that I'm picking up. Keep the courage up. Okay? You want to embrace this Leo spirit, this Leo energy, exuberant positivity I'm picking up. Yeah. Right? Because this energy of needing to pray is in reverse, because like I said, depending on where you are in the timeline, this isn't a situation for you to ask the universe what next. This is a situation for you to realize you are the universe and you are telling it what is next. Okay. All right, Charbo, I'm going to leave it here. Otherwise, the video will take 3 days to upload. With if you know, you know, there are certain things. Anyway, I'll continue though on Patreon to have a more in-depth conversation and relate this possibly to some practical matters. Okay. Now, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out all the other channels. Okay, like, share, comment, and subscribe there. Okay, and follow the link. Check out the new book as well, The Perception Project. It will be very helpful in helping. Very helpful in helping. Let's just start there. All right, leave it there. All right, tribe. I will see you next time. Okay.